organization. We've enjoyed watching him, listening to him so many different times. So please join me in welcoming Nate. And Nate, is this a manual speech or is this a impromptu speech? Impromptu speech.
The title of my speech is Getting Over Fear. He wakes up. What time is it? He asks. He looks at his iPhone and says, wow, it's only 5:30 in the morning. He then sits right up in a right-up position and ponders about the day. What does this day hold for him? As he thinks, what do I have to do today? I know I have my daily routines, which consists of exercise 10 minutes straight, of squats, push-ups, and ab workouts nonstop. I know that I have to pray, and I know that I have to meditate, and his other 4 daily routines that he has to commit to before waking up and starting his day starting his day. He ponders some more, and he realizes that he has to go to work and be at work by 8:30. But after that, he thinks, oh shoot, I have Toastmasters. And he thinks, does he have a role for Toastmasters? And he realizes that he has a speech. So knowing that he has a speech and he is the speaker one, he slowly sinks back into bed and back into the sheets with fear and doubt. He thinks to himself, I don't even have a speech prepared for this evening. All of a sudden, he isn't feeling good. He's feeling mentally and physically sick all of a sudden. I think I should call out of work. I think I should call Dan and tell him that I'm not going to make it to the meeting this evening. Laying back into bed, feeling defeated, with fear and self-pity. Slowly, a thought creeps in and says, replace a negative thought with a positive thought. And that thought disappears. And all of a sudden, all of these negative thoughts reappears and says, you ain't good enough. You are not prepared for today's speech. And you're not prepared for tonight's speech. And all these negative thoughts pretty much just creeps back into the front and also in his physical appearance. For a second time, a voice says, replace a negative thought with a positive. Then he starts to dwell on the idea. Replace a negative thought with a positive thought. Let's fight back and say, I can do this. Remind yourself that fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real. I can do this, as he says it again. So he thinks of different positive affirmations that he can say to himself to get his confidence to boost up. I am handsome. I am handsome. I am handsome. That has nothing to do with anything, but it makes me feel good. and it boosts up your confidence as well. So all of a sudden, he rips off the sheet off of him, and he stands in a power pose and says, "I can do this." And all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys seen a TED Talk. There's a lady on TED Talk. She talks about power poses, and she said if you leave your hand on your hip for like 3 minutes or so, you can feel your confidence rise up, and you can feel your self-esteem much more stronger. And as he says, I am handsome, it boosts up your confidence, self-esteem, confidence. And he jumps out of bed, have power pose, and after saying these great things, he feels, or he starts, after he jumps out of bed, he starts naming these positive affirmations, saying that I have great posture, like John Gallagher always mentions. I am extremely courageous, just to boost up my self-esteem and confidence once again. And anything one man can do, I can do too. And I am here today to give that speech. Thank you.
That was very educational. Feeling better already. Here we go. Okay. I did it. I did it for me, Nate. Thank you so much.
Almost 2 minutes.
Our second speaker tonight is Trinh. Trinh is a newer member of the club, and he brings that wonderful enthusiasm and creativity. So please join me in welcoming Trinh. Is this a manual speech or is this
I'm doing my CC, the fourth speech.
Excellent. Well, good luck. What's the title of this particular speech? Is this for?
Stupid small.
Good man. Okay. Well, good luck.
Let me see this, if this work. I am handsome. Very handsome. How long am I supposed to do this for, Nate?
2 to 3 minutes.
Oh, dang. Just like Nate, I woke up this morning, know that I have a student speech today. Thought about calling out, but being a dutiful Toastmaster as I am, I drafted an outline, and here I am delivering my speech. Oh, it's working already. 12/31/2016. I wrote down a tons of New Year resolution. Be it made that I want to exercise more, eat better, read a book, write a book, whatever. Here it is, May 2017. Where am I with my New Year resolution? Did you know that according to Forbes, that 80% of New Year resolutions fail by February? That's a high number. Less than 10% New Year resolutions succeed. That's a very low number. Now, why is this the case? And I'm here to provide a solution. Hopefully, through my speech, you can take some advice home, be it a resource, and apply it to your own progress of your New Year's resolution. So I was, in December, very motivated to take on this task. And one of the tasks was to read this book, The History of the Peloponnesian War. It's written by Thucydides. It details the fighting between the Athens and Spartans back in 400 BC. And it's been on my list since 2015, I believe. It's been 2017 and I still couldn't finish it because it's a history book and it's very boring and blah, 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 so forth. tons of excuses, right? So that was 2 months ago. Before that, I have a kid, and he's 9 months old, right? And with the kids came tons of responsibility. And one of the responsibility I had to do was washing his bottles, baby bottles. Trust me, it's ridiculous, and it takes forever. And he's 9 months now, but in the beginning, I didn't enjoy washing the bottles. I felt like it was a task, it was a chore. And because he's my son, if I don't do it, and my wife, of course, has the responsibility, he has to eat. So if I don't wash the bottle, he's not eating. So I had to plow on. But midway through, I trained myself. I said, instead of looking at washing the bottles as a task, why don't I say, hey, this is a chance to build my character. This is a virtual character building process. Here I am, I would wash the bottle, I would think about building patience, doing something that you have to do, being responsible. And to tell you, from nine months in, because I've been washing stupid bottles every night, I go home right now, without a doubt, be it 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 p.m., I wash the bottles, and I don't feel that it's such a huge task anymore. And then I was saying, hey, how do I apply this to my New Year resolution? How do I open this book and read it and don't feel like it's a task? And I came up with something, and then I realized that through the internet research, it's not an original idea. That is to break my task into something that is stupid small. What does that mean? Stupid small. So that book, The History of the Peloponnesian War, I would tell myself, why don't you read it 1 page a day, 3 times a week? That's 1 page a day, 3 times a week. That is something that I can absolutely do without a doubt. I mean, it takes like, 2-3 minutes for me to read 1 page. And I started to do it. And right now, it's been two months in, and I feel a change within myself. Right now, I'm almost halfway through the book. And why is there a change, right? So as I read this and I know there's not an original idea, break into something small, that it becomes a habit. And I learned that, and through reading the internet, I learned that there was this guy said that if you, according to Newton's first law of motion, is that an object at rest tends to stay at rest. And an object in motion will be continuing in motion as if there's a force pushed upon it. So as I realized if I keep doing this, I form this memory, this muscle, that I could just keep doing it until it becomes a habit as it is right now. So, on top of that, there's a study about ego depletion. That willpower is not an infinite resource. It's a finite resource. It's like a battery. You use it, and the way to replenish the willpower is through exercise and sleep. Now, it's a study, it's not concrete, but it's a study. So using that, 1 minute, 1 page, or whatever, and 2 months in, I realized it's working. Through this book, through the bottles, hopefully I touch upon a subject that you can apply for your New Year resolution, something that is viable for you to use. Thank you.
And our third speaker will be Bill Burt. Now, Bill, is this going to be an annual speech or a impromptu speech?
Impromptu.
Going to be an impromptu speech. And Bill is a new member of the club, I believe.
Yes.
That's correct. But have you been a member of Toastmasters in the past as well?
I am also currently a member of the other Quincy
Oh, excellent.
Toastmasters Club.
Excellent. Terrific. So that's wonderful. So please join me in welcoming Bill for the impromptu address.
I want to talk about the Second Amendment. I'd like to start by reading it. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. We all know what that means. That means we have the right to bear arms. It's in the Constitution. This right shall not be infringed upon by government. But as you have been hearing in the news, it is being infringed upon by the government. One person in particular I'd like to mention would be Maura Healey. As we all know, Maura Healey has adjusted the gun law to include look-alike assault weapons. These are what she says are look-alike assault weapons. They are not true assault weapons. This is an interpretation Maura Healey is putting on this weapon in order to include it into the ban on assault rifles in order to deny the ownership of these weapons, thus denying us our Second Amendment right to own a rifle. What she is banning and what she included in this ban is a rifle. It's not an assault rifle. It looks like an assault rifle, and that's what has that's the buzz around it. Well, if it looks like an assault rifle, it is an assault rifle. No, it is not. It's a rifle. There's many different kinds of rifles. Just because it looks like an assault rifle doesn't mean it is an assault rifle. This rifle fires one round each time you pull the trigger. A true assault rifle is what I would say is a machine gun.
Mm-hmm.
You keep your finger on the trigger and it continuously fires. That is already banned. That's banned in the entire country. She's trying to include a rifle. Now, if she wants to ban that rifle, a look-alike, why the precedent is set for all other rifles to be banned. It's the same mechanical action. So, we all need to watch out, because this infringement upon our rights is not good. It's not good for the people, and it's not good that the government takes this action to take away our rights. And we need to stand up for our rights, whether or not you agree with owning guns or not. This is a constitutional right, just like every other constitutional right. You might not agree with all of them, but they're there, they're our rights, they're not going anywhere, and we should stand up for them. And most people's speculation about what's going on in her head about this situation is purely political showmanship. And I'm sure we could all agree with that. She's a smart person. She knows what a gun is. She knows the action on it. She must realize that this should not be included in the ban because it's simply a rifle. But she chooses to do it anyway. She chooses to grandstand using this weapon and stepping on your rights at the same time in order to gain political power. Is that right? Is that what we want from our government and our elected officials, to step on our rights? Because we're blind and we don't know any better, or we don't know any different, or she's trying to rally liberal thinking people and to gather them together for votes and power because they don't know the difference between a true assault rifle and a regular rifle? But she does. And I think it's shameful what she's doing. And there's been a few different examples of like behavior that she's exhibited. But this is blatant. Blatant. And we shouldn't stand for it. And Beacon Hill does not care about your gun rights. Most of the elected officials up on Beacon Hill are all Democrats. And they don't care about your gun rights. There's another bill up there on Beacon Hill right now that they want to add a 10%, 4.5% tax on ammunition and the purchase of all guns. So an additional tax. This is a penalty. What gives them the right to penalize people for buying a product? One particular product that they get to single out, saying we don't like this, we're going to add a tax to it because we don't think you should have it. It's wrong. And I think we should all recognize this. And I all think we should vote accordingly. We should vote for people who do not want to trick us, who do not want to grandstand, to gain political power at the expense of others and at the expense of our rights granted to us by the Constitution of these United States. It's horrible. And I would just like to say that I will be running for United States, no, not for United States representative, for state rep for Quincy in the upcoming election against Tacky Chan, who's just a rubber stamp Democrat. No flavor at all. Nothing special out of him. Doesn't let you know about anything that's going on, nothing controversial. I will. And I will make sure when I'm up there, I will make noise when shenanigans like this is happening. Thank you very much for listening.
And with that, we shall move into the evaluation. And our fourth evaluation will be Kevin evaluating Nick.